All right, check out what I have today. It's a Broksonic, as we used to call it. I think it's actually Broksonic, but we called it Broksonic. No, I believe these things are made by basically Emerson or Orion at the time. And there's the model number tag. This is a model CTSGT-2799C. I wonder if it mentions anything about Orion on the back. Made in Thailand, or Thailand as some people may call it. And look at that, it does run on 12 volts. I actually had one of these. It was Emerson branded. Back in the late 90s, I used to jam it on the center console of my Honda Accord, and we'd play movies on it as we took road trips for the kids to watch. Anyhow, haven't even powered this thing up yet. I don't know what it's doing. Take a look inside. Let me turn on the flash so you can kind of see. There is no tape jammed in it at the moment. And the loading posts, no, I guess they're in the normal position. They look actually partially loaded, but that's just the way it goes. Okay, let's go ahead and get the back off, take a look inside, and power this thing up and see what it may have to say. Okay, all the screws are out of the back. Let's see if it's going to lift off peacefully. And it certainly looks like it is. So I got it laying face down right now. So let's go ahead and stand it back up. Oh, look, take a look at all that goodness. This thing is mint. Look at how clean it is inside. Oh my goodness. Oh, these things were so nice. Look at that second anode goes in on the side instead of on the top on this one because it's only a 9-inch picture tube. There's the main chassis. This thing is mint. Look how clean it is inside. Oh my goodness. Look at that. 2 switch mode power supplies. Probably one is for 120 volts and the other one is for 12 volts. Well, let's get this thing flipped around and we'll pop the tape into it and try to power it up and see what it might actually do. One moment, please. Okay, so let's apply AC power and see if this thing even turns on. Power has been applied. And we'll go ahead and hit the power button right here. I heard it try to do something, but it has no high voltage. And it is drawing just a little bit of current. Oh, there we go, second press. You hear that? That's high voltage on the face of the picture tube. And it does say line 2. That is awesome. Well, let's pop the tape into it. If it eats it, it eats it. And it's actually playing, but it has no video. So that leads me to believe it just has clogged video heads. What? There's fast forward. Okay. It's got no video at all. So I'm thinking it just has dirty video heads. So the reason you're only seeing partial screen is because of the shutter speed on the camera. I'm using my cell phone for handheld portions of it here. So sometimes just letting this thing play with a good quality tape in it is enough to actually clean the video heads. Sometimes in fast forward and rewind it applies a little extra tension to the heads. And occasionally you can actually see a bit of the picture pop through, which I'm not seeing anything. You can certainly see the vertical blanking interval moving up and down the screen. And I think it gets that blanking pulse from the cylinder reference. But yeah, not getting anything. There we go, play. And I do hear audio, so the majority of the thing's working. I was expecting it to have bad loading belts, which is a very common problem on these units. So I think I'm just going to let it play for a few minutes and see if the heads basically auto-clean themselves. Maybe it has a gummy head cleaner and that's the entire problem. So yeah, we'll check back in a couple of minutes. Okay, so the tape is out, power has been removed, and let's just go ahead and see about getting this thing apart. So over here on this side, we just got to remove these little wire retainers, and I can unplug the speaker right there. And I believe this goes up to the keypad. Unplug that. Now I'm pretty sure that these screws go all the way down into the chassis. These weren't bad units for being like an econo box unit. Got those out. Another clip over here on the side, holding this cable in place. And of course we'll reattach those once everything is said and done. Now I believe you just lift up on the back, and I thought it slid out pretty nicely, but maybe not on this one. Once again, it's been probably 20 years since I've seen one of these things. Get a flashlight. Sometimes they put screws way up front, and I'm not seeing them on this one. I do see a clip on this. Lift it up. There we go. Chassis did slide back. That's perfect. And I think we'll go ahead and discharge the high voltage, which I don't believe there is any. I heard static discharge, but just to be safe, to discharge the high voltage on one of these units, go ahead and just, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'm attaching the ground lead. Let me tip it up so you can see it. That's the DAG ground for the picture tube, not to be confused with dam ground. So it's grounded. I'm just going to ground my screwdriver and stick it under the anode cap. And so I'm confident that is discharged within a few volts. This thing probably realistically only has a high voltage of about maybe 15 to 18,000 volts. And if you've never removed one of these, it's just that simple. It's got two little clips. You just got to push it in on one side or the other. I'll go ahead and remove, that's the degaussing cable right there. And this is the yoke. I'm just going to go ahead and just take everything off. Why not? We're here. That's off. Ground goes to the CRT socket. We'll take the CRT socket off of the picture tube. And what else do we have? I guess we'll find out. And that's it. The VCR plus the TV chassis is completely free from the mechanism. So I'm going to go ahead and set this aside. And I'll get the camera repositioned. One moment, please. And once again, it's been a day and a half since I worked on one of these things. I should be able to just remove the TV chassis completely. Keeping in mind, keep your screws sorted. And oops, one more little tiny screw on that side, which I will need a little tiny screwdriver to remove. Got it. And then I got to unplug some connectors up here. This is what talks from the system control to the TV chassis. Now this should almost theoretically lift off. Okay, now everything should be free. Okay, there we go. Disassembled. Oh, look at the auto head cleaner. Let's go ahead and zoom in on that baby. We'll give it the auto head cleaner test. Squeeze it. Wow, that thing is mint. And it rebounds perfectly. So I think I'm going to leave that in there because it's working great. It looks to be constructed of some kind of a different foam that I'm used to seeing. See if it'll focus that closely. Oh, maybe not. There we go. It hasn't turned in a day or two. You can see where it's tried to clean the heads, but it doesn't look like it's the standard foam because it bounces right back. This thing was made in 1999. So that was, let me do some math here. What was that, 25 years ago? And it's working great. So this is only a 2-head model. Or is it? Nope, this is actually a... no, I'm sorry. It is a 2-head model. There's only one Allen set screw. You can see way down in there. And then one more Allen set screw. That sets the height of the head, which I have replaced on cylinders in the past. This thing doesn't look like it's had a lot of use. Take a look at the pinch roller. Pretty doggone clean, not too bad. So yeah, let's go ahead and wipe this thing off. Once again, you can't use Q-tips and acetone to clean heads, but I've only been doing it for, well, 40 plus years, so I think we're going to give it a try again. Get this back in position because I'm used to cleaning in this direction only, and I'll zoom out for everybody. There we go. Maybe in just a hair. I'm wondering if I can take the top of the cassette basket off to get better access. And I think I probably can. Maybe, maybe not. Looks like it pushes forward. Oh, that gives me a lot better access. Look at that. So I can clean the capstan, the pinch roller, all the tape guides. It looks like it's still lubricated pretty well. And yes, the grease is still pliable, so I'm very happy with that. Well, let's get some acetone and clean this baby up. All right, so cotton swab soaked with acetone. I'm just going to wipe off the cylinder portion first. I'm not going to go all the way down to the heads. I'm just cleaning the upper cylinder. It's important that those little micro grooves be kept clean. That allows air to get in, and it actually causes the tape to float and make very, very minimal contact to the cylinder. And got a little bit off there. Next we'll go ahead and actually wipe off the heads. And once again, I'm just using this portion of the swab, not way out here where it can get tangled up in the heads. And there's going to be haters out there as always. You can't do this. It will destroy the heads. The acetone will eat the enamel coating off of the wires. Well, I'm here to tell you that I took some enamel coated wire and soaked it in acetone. This is back in the mid 80s. Actually soaked it in a container of acetone for like a month, and it did not affect the enamel coating whatsoever. So I think I can do it. I've had very good results. Like I said, I bet you I've cleaned 1,000 of these things or more over the years when I worked in Southern California as well as up here in Chico, California. Did have a shop in the city of Orange for a few years and exclusively used acetone to clean video heads. Even the service manager was very upset that I did it, but he finally is like, yeah, you seem to do it okay, so we'll just let that one slide. There's what came off of the bottom cylinder. Okay, so I'm going to speed this up and do it without narration from here on. All right, pretty happy with the results of that. Now this is regular glass cleaner. You can see it's kind of blue there. I just want to wipe off the prism. Now I don't think this one uses infrared beams to detect real rotation. Otherwise it probably would have shut down when I was trying to play back that tape. But I just want to go ahead and wipe these guys off just to make sure. Let's pull off some of the cotton and wipe these guys off. The supply and take-up detectors live in here. They weren't too bad. Take off some more of the cotton off the swab and just make sure they're dry. And then I'll just make sure this prism is dry completely all the way around. Okay, let's put this thing back together in super fast motion. Okay, all back together. Let's power this thing on. AC power has been applied. There we go. I heard the high voltage come up. I feel high voltage on the screen. And it does say we're in line 2. Once again, shutter speed issues. Pop the tape into it and see what we get. And it's doing auto tracking. And of course you can't see it, obviously, but it is actually playing a full picture. We'll try to shut some lights off. And the shutter is stuck on the camera, unfortunately. But it is actually playing. So that's all it needed, was a good head cleaning. It is back up and running once again. Let me pause this and see if I can get a slow shutter. Hang on. One moment, please. Okay, well, I set the shutter speed on my phone. So let's go ahead and eject this tape out of here. We'll go ahead and pop in a tape that doesn't have any copyrighted content on it. So this is an SP tape, or a 2-hour tape. Play. And there it is, up and playing. Perfect picture for a little 9-inch 2-head VCR. Actually looks pretty doggone good. And it's up and running once again. Another one saved from the recycle bin. Just needed a good cleaning. Sorry about the washed out exposure, but I have the shutter speed set at 1/60th of a second, so it doesn't do the shutter speed. I can actually change the shutter speed there. So yeah, it needs to be at 1/60th. Anyhow, there it is, up and running. The Broksonic TV VCR combo. It is a 9-inch combo, very nice unit, and still running after all of these years. Let's go ahead and pop the volume down just a little bit. Let's take a look at the inside of this while I do my outro. I certainly hope you enjoyed the repair and cleaning of the Broksonic, or Broksonic as they call it. Go ahead and leave me a question, a comment, a concern down below, good or bad. I try to respond to the comments when I have time. While you're down there, if you could hit that subscribe button and like this video, it really does help my channel grow, and I really do appreciate it. You can follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or the platform formerly known as Twitter, at NorCal715. You can email me, norcal715videos@gmail.com. If you want to contact me, please leave me a comment on one of the videos. I actually have a chance to check the comments occasionally. I rarely have a chance to check the emails. Once again, so busy trying to get this stuff cranked out just as fast as I can. This thing's been here for almost a year. I need to get caught up on this stuff, and it's just been so tough. Remember, with your help, we can try to keep these things out of the landfill, out of the recycle bin, and out of the e-waste facility. Everyone, thank you for making it to the end of this video. Once again, I really, really appreciate it. Everyone have a great day. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. And I am going to go ahead and give the focus just a little touch up. I thought it was just a hair soft. There you go, focus adjusted. And for a 9-inch, it looks good. Everyone have a great day. Bye-bye.